Today we're going to talk about how to improve your memory. Hey everybody, it's me Henry and welcome to my channel. Today in this video we're going to talk about how to improve your memory. You see, memory is so important. How good if I can remember everything I see, everything I touch, everything I eat, and especially people who owe me money. How good is that if I can remember everything? Now, people that have a memory problem, maybe because of a certain reason. Perhaps it is because of the aging, disease, or the methods problem, such as a student is going to sit for examination and last minute, suddenly he or she, the student, can't remember the answer or the information and end up the bad result. This is considered maybe it is because of the time spent in the study is not enough or the wrong method. Or in an example, a speaker who is going to deliver a speech on the stage suddenly forget everything. Blank. I experienced this before and end up embarrassed. So this may due to not enough practice. And today in this video we're going to talk about the way how are we going to improve our brain. Unlike our body, if you want to build your muscle, your six packs or bicep, tricep or slim down, very easy, just hit to the gym and over a certain period of time with the consistency you can see the result. And what about our brain? What are the things that we need to do, the methods, or what are the nutrients, the food our brain they want? And method number one, the production effect. Let me give you an example. Have you ever experienced when you park your car after 5 minutes walking and suddenly you ask yourself, did I lock my car? Or did I lock my office door? And suddenly you can't remember and you need to walk back to your car and press again, lock your car. So from this incident, from the study, we found out that in our brain, actually we have two categories. One is implicit and one is explicit. So what does that mean for implicit? Implicit means the things that you are doing without thinking, such as breathing. You're not going to count how many times you breathe in a minute because you do it without realizing, without knowing you're doing, because it becomes so natural. So what about locking your car? So when you park your car and you just walk off, just like usually, without knowing, without realizing you're doing, because it becomes part of your habits. So this is implicit. And what about explicit? Explicit is the things that you do with efforts. Let me give an example, dancing. You learn dancing steps, day 1, day 2, day 3, and over a certain period of time, you do over and over again with the efforts. You learn it and you remember it, and it is hard for you to forget it with your efforts. It could be say it out, it could be your body language, your steps, your hand gesture, and all those things to tell your brain to remember the steps, the information. And today the trick is how are we going to convert the implicit to explicit? Very easy, just add a little step onto it. Say it out. For example, lock your car. When you lock your car, just say it out. I lock my car, or I lock my office door. So you tell your brain that you have done something and your brain receives the information and you can remember the scenes. So after 5 minutes walking, when you ask yourself again, did I lock my car? And you will remember the scenes. Yes, I've locked my car. So from the study, we have two groups of people. One is read something silently and one group is, let's say, group B and A. So group B is the group that reads something, read it out loud. So end result, group B, the people from the group B, they can remember most of the things compared to group A without reading out loud, just read out silently. So the power of reading out loud or do something that to tell your brain you've done something. So this is the power of the production effect. And coming up next, which is the writing. Writing, it is a traditional way and still the best way to remember everything. Compared to the latest technology, the typing, the keyboard. Now let us not make a comparison. People, they can type very fast, they can easily delete everything, copy paste, just Ctrl C and Ctrl V, but it's hard to remember things compared to the writing, because when you are writing something that you are using your hand, holding a pen, write on it and think on it, look at it. So it is almost like all senses combine to send it back this information to your brain. So that's the reason why you can remember things more effective compared to typing. Now you can look at this during the examination. People, they copied notes, or during in the class they continue write over and over again. So in the end, they can remember things, they can remember the information. And the same goes to the people who are going to deliver the speech. They will write on a piece of paper all the points, the information, they will drop it out, write it down, and think on it and arrange a game, plus together with the right practices, then it will make them remember even more easier. So this is the power of writing on a piece of paper. So you will see this usually happen in the training when a speaker on the stage share the ideas, the experience, the knowledge. The students down the stage, they will write important points on a piece of paper so that they can easily remember what are the critical, what are the important information during the class. They will just write down. So this is the power of writing. And tip number 3, spacing effect. Now you can see people nowadays, they want to achieve too much and too fast. They want to remember everything in a short period of time, especially a day before the examination. People, they want to study everything in a short period of time, remember the whole year notes. Do you think it is possible? I would say it is quite challenging compared to people they remember week by week, take a certain period of time to remember. That will be more easier. And so that comes a challenge because our brain will take time to store the information. Let me share you my experience. Previously during my study, I can remember a whole year notes for subjects. So how did I make it? I will remember partially, part by part. For example, I have 10 parts. I'll make sure I can remember part 1 first, and then I'll continue part 2. So I'll take time, part 1 and part 2 until 10 parts. So eventually I'll combine all the information just to make sure I can remember everything. So our brain need to take some time. And after memorizing all the notes, it's time for you to have a self-testing to make sure you really can remember the notes. How did I make it? For example, the 10 parts. From part 1, before jumping into the part 2, I'll make sure I can remember everything for part 1. Then only I'll jump into part 2. So before jumping into part 3, I'll make sure I can remember part 1 and 2. Then only I'll jump into part 3 and continue this step until part number 10. So in the end, you can remember everything. And this is how I had myself testing to make sure I can remember all the notes during my study. And after today, I'm still practicing the same method on my public speaking just to make sure I can remember all the important points, the main points. Well, for couple or husband and wife, to be specific, if your wife wants you to remember many things in a short period of time, you can tell your wife, I need spacing effects. Give me some time to remember your information. And tip number 4, your daily intake. Now, in my opinion, we have 2 categories. One is the food is your desire, the food you want to eat. And the second category is your body cells, the nutrients, the food they want to consume. So in this video, to be specific, we are all talking about the brain. Now, for your information from the study, our brain, 60% of our brain is fat. Now, this fat is different. I'll tell you why later. The 60% of the fat, half of it is the omega-3. So our brain uses the omega-3 to build the neutrons. So that's why omega-3 is important. So here, omega-3, commonly we can see this from salmon, from the fish, or if you are vegetarian, you can look for plant-based omega-3. So this is part of the nutrients your brain wants. And other than omega-3, you may consider tea, coffee, or dark chocolate, because all of them, they have caffeine and antioxidant. So antioxidant, they can help you to focus, to concentrate on the things that you want to remember or the things that you want to do, and it can improve your mood. Or you may consider nuts. From a study, nuts can improve cognition and to prevent neurodegenerative diseases. If a lady can consume nuts over a certain period of time or years, it can sharpen the memory.
So guys, if you don't want your girlfriend or your wife to have a good memory, discourage them to eat nuts.
And tip number 5 to improve your memory, music instrument. So music instrument is playing a very important part to improve your memory as well, because if you learn music instrument, you need to remember the notes. You need to look at the music notes on the book. So in here, it can train your reaction, your concentration. Look at the notes, look at the music notes, and you have to react on it. So if you delay, you can't play the music well, especially for those who want to improve their reaction. You may consider to play music instrument. Not only that, the music instrument can make you happy. When you play the music, you enjoy the music and you feel satisfaction. I can play the music by my own self. So in here, you are going to train both hands, left and right. For example, guitar. This hand, left hand, is to control the key, and the right hand to string. So two hands, they are doing the different things, and at the same time can train your brain to react on it. On top of that, your eye, your vision, look at the music notes, you have to react on it. So it is a good activity to train your brain to become better, and at the same time, it can improve your memory. So once you get used to it, you don't really need to refer to the book, because everything is in your mind. You're happy, you enjoy it, you play the music. So it's gonna help you to improve your memory. Because playing music instrument, you gotta handle multiple things at once, especially drumming. When you hit the drum, you gotta control, manage your legs, you gotta manage your hands, you gotta manage your eyes, look at the music notes, and your brain, your reaction. So playing drum, it is another level to train your brain. And those are the 5 tips how to improve your memory, how to train your brain to the next level, so that you can use all those tips and information and apply to yourself to train your brain to the better performance. And if you find values and learn something from this video, you gotta smash the subscribe button and turn on all the notifications so that you're not gonna miss out any videos just like this from this channel. And most importantly, leave your comment and let me know what you think. I would love to read your comment and reply to your comment, and I hope to see you in the next video.